If your Windows 11 PC runs slow, laggy, or just heavy, you are not alone. The annoying part is many times it's not your hardware, it's the default Windows setting that quietly runs stuff in background, making your whole PC run slow. Today I am going to show you the exact 10-minute checklist one can use to make their Windows run noticeably faster without any registry cleaner and without breaking anything. And before we go into detail, if you are new to this channel and love Windows and Windows productivity content, then be sure to subscribe to Windows Nexus, as in this channel our objective is to elevate your Windows experience. Alright, so let's get back to the topic, like how we can fix Windows and make it run faster. Alright, and again, I also want to give you a quick disclaimer. This guide won't turn your 10-year-old laptop into gaming PC, but for sure this guide will reduce the background load, speed up boot, and make your Windows feel more responsive. So starting with our setting number 1, or the thing number 1 that you should do, is stop apps from running in background. Windows 11 allow many apps to run in the background by default. That means even you are not using them, they can still wake up, sync, update, and send notification and eat RAM. And we all know how inflated now the RAM prices are. So if you do not want to pay that extra amount in upgrading RAM, do these settings instead. So press Windows button and I, which will open your settings. Now here you need to go to apps and now look for install apps. Now you can actually pick or see those apps which you think that you will not be running 24/7. For example, here I do not use this Aura creator quite often. So let me make left click here on these 3 dots. And now again, I'm going to click on advanced options. And there you go. Now here you need to find background app permission, okay? Which is this one. And then from here, you need to set the value of this app to never. Okay, because I know I'm not going to use this app quite often. And whenever I want to run it, I can open it and run it. All right. So I'm going to select this option as never, which will make sure that Windows 11 is not letting this app run in background. So this small setting itself will make a very good boost in terms of performance that you need to do with every other app. Okay. Now, after we choose this never, you are good to go. Alright, so the same thing we need to do with other apps. For example, let's say I do not use ChatGPT quite often. I can go here and I can turn off this. Okay, so we fixed the background apps. Let's now talk about the startup clutter. So let's say you have 20 apps that need to start when the device is booting in. And this list got created by itself, or you might have installed the product. That time we have selected certain settings. So that causes, those software to be loaded whenever your Windows boot. So we need to avoid that. So for that, what I'm going to do here is I am going to press Control, Shift, and Escape button. This will bring Task Manager. Now here in Task Manager, what I'm going to do next is I am going to visit the Startup App tab. Now let's look for Startup Apps, which is here. And now from Startup Apps, here I can see which app makes sense for me to start up, which app doesn't make. For example, maybe, this ChatGPT. So I can make a right click and click on disable. Similar is the case with, let's say, calendar. So I can disable it. But make sure in this way we can disable it. So in this way, guys, you can enable or disable these startup apps, making your system run faster. Now let's talk about setting number 3, which from my perspective is kind of optional because, the third setting that I'm going to talk to you about is related to visual effect. So if you do not like the visual effect, what we can do is, we can control some form of animation. So let's see how we can control that. So I'm going to go here. Now here I'm going to type environment variable and there you go. So let's click on it. And now here we need to click on performance, and here in setting, if you really want absolute performance from your system, simply click on adjust for best performance and then hit OK. Now you will see there is no such animation and our windows are actually closing faster. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about the fourth setting, which is widgets and extra panel. which of course, we never ask for. So here what we can see are the widgets, which to me, sometime of no use. So simply press Windows and I and look for personalization, which is here. And then we need to look for taskbar, which is here. And now you look for widgets, which is here. Click on close. And that's how, you will not load any unnecessary information you never checked. Now let's talk about the fifth option, which is clean up search and start distraction. For that, you need to press Windows and I again in settings, and now look for privacy and security. So here we need to look for permissions. And now you can turn off, recommendation and offers, which Microsoft is feeding you. So here you can see I already have turned it off, but if for any reason these options are turned on for you, simply close that. Another thing I would request you to close is regarding search. Okay, so let's click here on search, and now here you can turn off the settings or the features that you do not want. For example, I do not want to show search highlight. I can disable that. All right, so in this way you will avoid extra processing that your Windows will do if you have not disabled it. Now let's talk about setting number 6, which is power mode. Power mode is particularly helpful and even more better when we work in laptop. So if I click here on Windows and look for power option. So from here, if I click on change advanced setting, here you can change your power option. So you have got these 4 different plans, and based on your requirement, you can choose any. Since our requirement here is to improve our performance, so I'm gonna go with ultimate performance. All right. So now let's click OK. And it's not like you can choose any setting. You also need to, have a look at the kind of hardware ultimate performance solution provide. By selecting the ultimate performance, the setting will make sure that your system is running at optimum performance. And let's say at any time you would like to go on save some battery juice, you can go here and click on power saver and apply. So this will try to improve your battery backup. Now I'm gonna click on close, where I would like to talk about do not do this section. So what should you avoid? You should avoid any random registry cleaner app that somebody might have asked you to download. Disabling 50 services tutorial. Do not do that because we are not that expert and aware of what service is connected to whom. Then tweak that break update or Windows Store or security feature. Now let's quickly talk about the 6 things that we covered in this video. The first one is disabling background permission for unused apps. That will make sure your CPU and RAM resources are free and available for something which is more important. Then the next was disable high impact startup apps in Task Manager. That kind of hit your initial boot time. So once we do that, our boot time will also improve. Then turning off navigation and transparency will kind of bring some level of performance benefit. Then we have got disable widgets, especially when we do not use it. Then clean up search extras, and the last one we discussed was setting up power mode. So if this video helped, please comment done and tell me what have improved most: boot time, file explorer, or journal smoothness. And if you want part 2 of it, I will do advanced version where I'm going to talk about how the storage cleanup actually work and some of the cool setting that most people miss. So that's all guys from my side in this video. This is Windows Nexus, and I will see you around in our next such video. Till then, you take care and bye bye.